I love having a 690 is hold the screen off, take it out to the Enduro track or MX track, and it's basically like a slightly heavy Enduro bike. When I say slightly heavy, when you ride something like a KDX or a Beta 525, and then this is a slightly heavy bike, and I'm not talking much either. Let's see if I can sneak past that tree. One of the things I realized last night while doing some night footage on this camera is that what's actually happened to this lens is that it's become pitted over time, which does distort the picture quality somewhat. I'll post a few minutes from that night clip, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But chatting to Andrew Kamanya, he pointed out that there's a watch wholesaler in Cape Town that does non-quartz lenses of varying sizes and widths and everything else that you can very easily use to replace the original protective lens, would solve the problem. Obviously, this not being my camera, I'm not in a rush to do so, but it's nice to know that these options are available. Currently I'm recording in one of the two modes you get, which is you get loop, which means that it streams all the video to a back buffer the whole time, or backplane. And then when you hit the button, it essentially records the last amount of time, and you can set that time to 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and it's quite configurable. So for example, if you're riding along and you go through a gnarly section, or someone falls over, or you have a really cool run, and you go, oh damn, that was cool, and then you hit the lots of water on this track now, awesome. You hit the button, it basically saves the previous 10 minutes, which can be quite beneficial compared to putting on a record always and then afterwards sifting through hours and hours and hours of footage. That is one of the features that every other helmet cam out there doesn't seem to have, and really should have, because it's just, that makes and breaks it in terms of practical usability. At least practical usability in the sense that you're not going to make your life a nightmare when it comes to editing. Currently I don't have it in that mode, I've just got it in clip mode, in which case you hit record and it records until you hit stop. I figured I would record in that during most of the reviews, since all of the other cameras do the same thing. Level the playing field a little bit like that. That said, do keep in mind that it does do so, which is a massive advantage over the other cameras in my opinion. This is obviously why they've closed this, because there's just water everywhere. I mean, this is like doing Zone 7 water crossings. It's awesome. So another product I'm busy doing a review on, not camera related, but oops, neutral. Now I'm going to have to put my water in the boot in the water. It's always a problem with stopping. Another product I'm reviewing at the moment is Stealth Sprocket, which apparently should stand up to a lot of abuse that I like, namely mud and sand riding, which does definitely accelerate the wear of sprockets and chains. But for that review, oh hello, it's going to be a good couple of months. And there we go, over. It'll be a good couple of months before I have any useful information in terms of wear in that regard. Push the tag button, see if it works. Oh, that is one thing I noticed earlier, which is somewhat irritating. It's going to take a moment to have a sip of water. There we go. Is that the remote, while being very cool by itself, it requires line of sight, so to speak. While I had it in my chest pocket on the other tar tests, which being inside the jacket pocket is not technically line of sight, having it in my camelback behind me, the main unit that is, and the remote over there, which you can probably see I think, it doesn't work, which is a bit of a pain. Right, well, let's get back at it. I'll be very interested to see what the HD170's remote range is like, being the only other camera with a remote that I'm reviewing. Because while it's not too much of a train smash having to put it in a fanny pack or jacket pocket, I mean, this kind of riding you're not going to use a jacket, so you'd have to cable tie it essentially to the front of your impact rig. I need to pick up a bit more momentum and talk less, but oh shit. There we go. A little more momentum, that's all. Like I was saying, while cable tying it to your impact rig on the front, or putting it in a fanny pack or a pack attached to your chest is not too much of a train smash. Okay, that was very deep. I'd much rather prefer to have the flexibility to mount it anywhere to me or the bike. So I'm going to have to pay a little more attention and go a little slower through some of these water crossings, because some of them, like that last one, are somewhat deceptively deep. This track in this state is fucking cool. And now back to that section that where it meets up to the end of this track. This time I'm going to see if I can go straight rather than take that left, as then it meets up onto the MX track, which would be a nice place to finish. Take a break, take a look at the footage that I've recorded. Yet another nice feature of the POV is from the recording unit you can play it back. I mean, albeit on a small screen, well, no smaller than the HD 110 on paper. Sorry, I need more momentum here. I think it's time for some new tyres as well. Cape Bash, both the front TKC, which has done 15,500 Ks already. It's pretty shot. And the rear lasted so far a good 3,500. Wow. Okay, some seriously soft mud back there. Very cool.